This is Nature Touch, where we seek and find God in everything. Welcome, and today we are talking on the way of the cross. Why the way of the cross? It is all about following Christ. That is the meaning of the way of the cross. And Jesus said, I am the way. And if He's the way, we need to follow Him. And how are we going to follow Him? We are going to follow Him in His suffering. I give retreats here in Mwangaza, and most of the time I use this as way of the cross. And people have always saying that it is so touching. They find it in a different format. For instance, when you are given the way of the cross, it's not about the matter of reading books, the things that have been said for many ages. Even you can come up with your own way of the cross. You can come up with your own way of the cross. And this normally comes, especially in the third week of the retreat. And people find healing in it. People find it that they go back to their own life. So dear friends, I would also like you to test on how to follow the way of the cross. For instance, the first station, Jesus Christ is being condemned. He is condemned on His way to the cross. This also, you can do it like maybe, for example, when I am journeying with the prisoners. When I'm journeying with the prisoners, one day I just said, please pray with the way of the cross. And you know what came up? One of them told me, it has reminded him on his condemnation, when he was condemned, when he was on that court, when everything felt that he's on the wrong side, and he was telling me if he did it, and Jesus never did it. Dear friends, that was also a very challenge to me when this prisoner realized through the way of the cross in the first station, Jesus is condemned, he thought of his own condemnation. So that is how we are also going to pray with it. The second station, Jesus is taking up the cross. Jesus is taking up the cross, coming up. Just see how heavy the cross is. He cannot even carry by himself. He has to be uplifted. Do we take our crosses like our Lord? We need to take up our crosses. What is the cross, by the way? What is the cross for you? Take up your cross and follow Jesus. Jesus has taken the cross and on the way to Calvary. Take up the cross and never tire. The third station is talking about Jesus is falling for the first time. And this one shows us how he has struggled. When we fall the first time, what do? Do we remain? Pick up your cross like Jesus. Sometimes things in our lives becomes a bit difficult. But when we fall, dear brothers and sisters, never give up. Rise up and follow Christ. We see in the fourth station, Jesus is meeting the mother. Our parents are very important. Our parent is very important. We can console them when the matters are not going well. You remember the first promise is when we consult our parents, when we obey them, we will live longer. Station number 5, Jesus is being helped. The Simon of Cyrene is helping Jesus to carry the cross. This one touched me when one of the inmates told me this has reminded him when he entered to the prison and he got a friend who helped him and showed him this is the place to eat even though there is no good food. This is the place to sleep even though there is no bed. This really reminded him that at a point of our sufferings, we might meet our friends. Who is Jesus for you? For me, Jesus is a brother, and Jesus is a friend? This is a reflection question this afternoon. Who is Jesus for you? Jesus is a friend or a brother? Look, Simon is helping him to carry the cross. Is there in your life anybody who has helped you in the journey of faith, that has shown you this is the way, walk in it? Let us appreciate people. Let us embrace them. And this station reminds us of our talents. Have you ever thought of your talent? Which area you are good at? Simon is good at helping Jesus. And yourself and myself, what am I good at? Let us go back and check. Am I ready to help? Which areas are you planning to help? And keep in focus. Keep asking yourself, who is this Jesus for you? For you, in order to follow him, you must know whom you are following. Don't just follow blindly, but what impact that Jesus has done into your life that makes you follow him. And that is why it is called the way of the cross.